All right, what's up, everybody? That video always makes me feel like Top Gun or something. So the music's it's good. So kudos to our marketing team for putting that together. So yeah, just wanted to join you. Happy Saturday here. We launched our crowd equity campaign this past Friday. I'd like to say I watch it every minute, but I don't. With 5 kids, I got a lot to handle at home when I'm not in the office. But I think we're up over 130,000. So thank you very much for all those that have invested in us thus far. But that being said, wanted to get on here and kind of explain a little bit what crowdfunding is, what crowd equity is. Because I know it's common out on the West Coast, and it's something that's been around for a number of years now, but still a lot of questions about it, right? Got a lot of questions throughout the week. Hey, Flaherty, what is this? What am I doing? Are you going public? What is Nico? A whole plethora of information. I guess I've been kind of building in stealth mode for a lot of years with this one with Nico, and kind of stay humble with it. So, because I believe in execution over, the fluff and the marketing. We got a lot of excitement, but everything that we do, involves risk. Entrepreneurship involves risk. Investing involves risk. So that's kind of why we're here today. So take a little bit of time here to just kind of go over some of the general questions I had, so that you guys can take a look. You're welcome to invest in us. You're welcome to give us the thumbs up, share it out to your networks. That's really what we're looking for, is just spreading opportunity. So, and everything, one thing that I guess I'll preface this with is everything that we've been able to use to build necoTECH into what it is today. I have gone in and set it up as a partnership. So those are tools that other entrepreneurs get to use. So through my role at Ohio Wesleyan University, through my role at Berlin Township, through my role at 1 Million Cups, Columbus Startup Week, all those things. It's really about helping the community, helping others build their dreams and their companies. I've done a lot of consulting over the years with a bunch of startups, been fortunate enough to learn from others, and wouldn't be here today without others showing me the way that they've done things. So, I constantly look to extend that to others. So always feel free, if there's anything, I guess I'm too generous with, it's my time at times, is helping others build their company. So let's dive in here. Just want to go through a couple of the questions that we've received here. One, are we going public? No, crowd equity is not a public offering in the sense of what you see on NASDAQ or NYSE or anything like that. That is the goal, either go public or get acquired, right? So that is what every company goes to build. Every high growth startup, wants a return for their investors, wants a return for their shareholders. So this is ground floor. This is our early first round of capital raise. So we are 100% non-dilutive capital right now, which means I and the employees own all of the company at this time. What we're offering is a simple agreement for future equity. What that means is that for as little as $100, you are allowed to put your money in, and it will convert to equity in necoTECH. So you will eventually own a piece in necoTECH when we do our next round of capital. So this is getting in before the big investors do, which means that you're getting a discount. The terms all have to be done through the WeFunder campaign, through that platform, just because the SEC watches this. So I actually had to file with the SEC, had to put our information out there. It's a little different than staying a complete private company. So our financials are on the website for review, so you can see how we're performing. We've turned a profit both years that we've been in operation, which is not normal for a startup. So we built this thing on a really solid foundation. That's been the premise all along. And again, the reason we're doing the crowd equity is to help others go through the motions ourselves, so that I can use that as a tool. If you come down to the Delaware Entrepreneurial Center at Ohio Wesleyan, I have a partnership with WeFunder now that we can help you get your own dream off the ground and raise capital, from your own crowd. That's the whole premise there. So that goes into our second question. So you're doing this because you can't get traditional capital. That is also false. That is not true. So we have actually had term offers put in front of us, and I have elected to turn those down. I've turned down complete buyouts of the company to this point. And that is because, we're trying to, again, cut that mold, shift culture. I really think that you guys are going to start to see a lot more crowd equity. It's something that went live in 2016. So the Jobs Act got voted in 2012, and that opened it up so that you could actually raise capital from your friends, family, and fans, and people that look to invest in startups that aren't, super wealthy and have the accredited status, as they call it. So that's why we're going out for crowd capital. So eventually we will go traditional and we will go get the VC monies. Be lying if I wasn't looking at that, or saying if I wasn't looking at that currently. So we're lining up the next rounds for that. But this round is open. We're going to raise, up to $1 million in this round. So this lets all of our friends, family, and fans in before the big investors. So again, getting a discount before the big investors come in. That's the offer here. So appreciate the support. Welcome to join us on the WeFunder page, and that's the premise behind it. So, all right. So, let's see. Next question I got: what is crowd equity? Right. So, explained it a little bit, but Jobs Act created the way that we can raise capital this way. So that is ever since the Securities Act in the early 20th century, haven't changed the rules for how you can raise capital for a company. So you either had to know the founder, you had to be an accredited investor, which means $1 million net worth outside your personal residence, or making $200,000 for the past 2 years and for the foreseeable future, or $300,000, I believe, as a couple is the accredited status. So crowd equity opens this up so that you can do it differently, so that literally anybody can invest in you. So anyways, I will kind of go quickly over necoTECH. So, because I hope that answers some of the crowd equity. I legally can't say a whole bunch about it. So if you see me being guarded or whatever, that's because, again, sanctioned by the SEC. I try to avoid those, 3-letter government agencies. It's just, it's one of those things you don't want to necessarily mess with, right? FBI, DEA, IRS, SEC. I stand on the good side of the law there. But all of our terms are on our WeFunder site. That way it is public information so that nobody's getting the insider scoop or anything like that. So wefunder.com/necoTECH, or search necoTECH, and you'll be able to see all of our slide deck, our financials, whatever you want to do, and invest if you're so inclined. If you don't invest, that's okay. I appreciate the support. If you want to share it out, that saves us money. That saves us money from ad spend and allows us to go out and pursue the mission, which is changing the way the world looks at waste, being more sustainable. That's been the mission since my MBA at University of Louisville. When we started this thing back in 2008, it was called necoPlastics back then. So we opened it up because we realized that there's more to the world than just plastics. And we saw the opportunity to do eco-friendly technologies. So that's where we're at. So quick overview of Neco. We've kind of boiled it down to make it a little bit more simpler to understand. So Neco is a combination of sustainable materials and sustainable equipment. So you'll see our first launches are equipment that are more sustainable ways of doing things. So our hot patch asphalt machine is a more sustainable way of fixing potholes. Right now, we're doing that for the Air Force. And so if you can imagine hitting a pothole in your car is not fun. Try doing it in an F-20, F-35 Raptor fighter jet. Very not fun. So the military pays a lot of money so that they don't have to hit potholes. And that is where our first technology came from. So we licensed that from the Army Corps of Engineers and sold it back to the Air Force on contract. So hence the profitability since day one. So we are doing work in development on that. We've got a development contract through June on that one. And we'll roll that into hopefully a large scale military contract and help Air Force bases all across the world with that one, and looking at some different form factors and then rolling that out. So eventually you may see our hot patch on demand product out in the mainstream. Right now, you'll see a lot of people pouring bags in the holes, or just the holes in general. So hopefully we bring that eventually to the to Main Street, I guess, as we say. Our next product is one that we found last summer and is a partnership with an amazing company up in Northwest Ohio. So they created a company called Robotic Maintenance Vehicle. So we own the federal rights for the manufacturing and the resale of robotic maintenance vehicle. And that is what it sounds like. It is literally a high-tech FANUC robot hanging off the back of a truck that's hooked up to a crack sealer that goes and seals the cracks. So we laser scan the pavement with imaging systems, and then that translates it to the robot, and the robot crack seals the road. Why? Well, one, it's a huge increase in safety. If you're in Ohio and you've been following any of the DOT stories this year, we've had a lot of accidents already with people being distracted and hitting our road crews. I don't want to ever see anybody not go home to their family, especially the people that are out there bearing the weather with our road crews. You know, having been a past township trustee and having our own team of road warriors out there, you know, it's heartbreaking to see that type of stuff happening. So this makes it safer for our road crews, increases the efficiency, so we can go almost twice as fast as a normal hands crew with it. And anybody that's ever been out in 80-degree weather crack sealing will quickly tell you that it's not a fun job. So this, you get to sit in an air-conditioned cab, red light, green light style, and drive the truck. Eventually we'll automate those systems. And again, that one is sold to the Air Force. So we will be doing a demo down at Tyndall Air Force Base in March. Super excited about that. The military is super excited about it. That won the Flight Line of the Future Challenge. So it was one of the top 30 innovations in the Air Force this past year. So we've got big prospects for that one. Again, you know, throwing that on a different chassis, looking at the automation of that. You know, we can see it going around the national parks and taking care of the national parks pavement, you know, almost continuously. So those are our first two kind of products that are already in the market. And then we've got a whole R&D queue in both materials and other equipment. That's what we're working on now. So the goal is to launch the equipment, get the equipment out there, and then that will lead the direction for our sustainable materials. So we can innovate with our sustainable materials. We're looking a lot at recycled plastics and taking the waste and creating beneficial reuses. So this isn't just turning trash into treasure. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but we can be better stewards. We can be utilize that. You know, polymer modified asphalt has been out for decades, but they're still using virgin, you know, plastics to do it, virgin materials. So why, you know, not reuse the waste that's already out in the world so that we don't have to rely on that continuous plastic cycle? That was the premise of when NECO started. It's still one of our focus todays, but we want to do it right. So that takes time. It takes a lot of resources, hence the capital raise. And we've got the best engineers in the world on that. So we have partnered with the Army Corps of Engineers, which arguably I would put up against anybody out there in the world. And then we've got CRADA's cooperative research and development agreements with both the Army Corps and the U.S. Air Force Civil Engineering Center. So we get to test in some of the labs that it will literally, I couldn't do it. I mean, it would take me $2 billion to set up the labs and the testing equipment that they have. So extremely blessed to be where we're at. Anytime I get on that roller coaster of entrepreneurial world, it's got its ups and downs, as any entrepreneur will tell you. If they tell you that it's all highs, they are lying through their teeth profusely. So it is ups and downs. Imposter syndrome is real with founders. So whenever I have a bad day or, you know, one of those like doubtful moments or whatever, I pick up that letter from the Army Corps of Engineers where they backed us for a full vetted funded research project. I never could have dreamed or envisioned that happening back when we were, you know, MBA students at University of Louisville touring the country with venture competition. So didn't even know how it worked. So Let's see. I see we got one of my guys in here. So actually, this is a good moment. I will bring him in. Ken, what's up? Can you hear us? I think you're on mute. Story of the year with Zoom.
Yeah, I think some people prefer to have me muted, so
hey. Yeah, well, we can do that. But well, real quick, thank you for joining us on a Saturday. So I know you watched Nico for a long time, and then got involved with us last year, and it's been quite a ride. I just welcome your view of Nico, where it started when you were first starting, and then where we're at now, and just kind of so that people don't just take my word for it. Somebody from the team that works with me every day.
All right, so it sounds good. I'm excited to be on the team, and it's a wild ride. I started working with Steve. Well, I've known Steve for quite a while. He's been a leader in the ecosystem in Ohio, and I was involved in the ecosystem, and so I always admired Steve and the things he was doing, and we started working together on some projects, on some other projects, and then I started getting closer and talking to Steve on a regular basis, and so I was getting updates on what he was doing at Nico, and I was like, this is just amazing. This, first off, he did most of it by himself, for the longest time, and was able to accomplish so much, and so he asked me, he says, well, you want to help? I said, absolutely. Yeah, and so even the time that I've been here, every week we go, wow, what an amazing week! So much happened. We won all these awards, or we got these contracts, or we got et cetera. We got these great new partners on this $1 million piece of equipment, and now we're in the WeFunder fundraising, and even WeFunder's excited about Nico. It's just a wonderful place to be. It's hard to describe. The momentum is just incredible. Yeah. And so it's fun to be here, and I've got 100% confidence in Steve. He's like the ever ready bunny. He's kind of like a nice Elon Musk is the way I describe him to a lot of people, but he's like the ever ready bunny. He's just going. So, I try to keep up, and we've got so many great things going on, and so I'm really looking forward to the bright future that Nico has. And so that's about all I got for now, Steve, as far as an impromptu conversation there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, appreciate it. Happy to have you on board. I mean, I know you've helped build a lot of companies, do the sales team. I mean, my career was in sales, but when we're focused on building such a big brand, a big company, I can't give sales the attention that it needs. So bringing you on has helped ease my mind, so that I surround myself with experts. Don't know it all, but for sure. So bringing in that expertise from different industries, different levels of experience has been critical, and will continue to be critical with our success as we go to market. So definitely appreciate having you on board.
Thank you. And
so, well, I will, before it costs me too much on a Saturday, so I'll let you go. Appreciate you tuning in, man, and joining us. We'll do these regular. So I'm going to close out here with a couple of questions. I like to keep it short, but Ken, appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Monday, right and early.
See you Monday. Thanks.
All right. See you, man. All right. So yeah, like I said, I mean, surrounding ourselves with experts, that's how we've grown the company. Continue to look forward to that. And as we scale, we want you to be part of it. So this is something, the reason that we're doing it this way. So I believe in democracy, the way the world has kind of shifted here, and fair chance, right? People being able to participate in things that they want to do. So that's what crowdfunding has become. And again, hoping to lead by example. So it's hard to talk about things that you haven't gone through yourself. So I've always referred to crowd equity. They finally made some rule changes in 2021 that made it to where I was willing to make that jump. And so we started pursuing it. Before that, they had some kind of things that weren't necessarily the most friendly for founders. And so I think Congress did right, and they shifted that. And so that's helped us to where we're at. So yeah, I will put the little ticker down there below. That is the website. You can go to WeFunder. That is the platform. So it is an SEC approved platform where anybody can invest in our company, necoTECH, and hundreds of other companies. So I would always caution anybody, don't ever, it's like gambling, don't ever risk more than you can lose, or invest more than you're willing to lose. We think we have a really awesome platform, but past successes don't dictate future success. So we've chosen to build it on a solid foundation over time, as opposed to a fast build. So those that know me know probably more about it, but those that haven't seen it, I've kind of stayed in stealth mode. So kick that or check that humility box, and haven't really been a big self promoter about it. That's kind of just personal choice, but kind of have to be out there now. So, cause we're raising the capital. So, I have to keep the wife happy, of why I stay out late and, do everything that I do. I'm known to get popped in by security at Ohio Wesleyan University at 2 a.m. because they asked me what I'm still doing there. So they think I'm coming in early when it's still from the next day. So, shout out to my amazing wife, Rachel. So, cause I could not do anything, without her. So, cause, for those that don't know, we have 5 kids, 10 and under. So, maybe that's why I can juggle so much with the entrepreneurial world, cause it is literally chaos, everywhere I look. So, I've got 2 daughters at a dance competition right now. I am home with the other 3 because nap time is more important than the competition. So streaming my daughter's live and going live in between those. So that is just the world that we live in. But super blessed to be on the journey. Blessed to work with amazing people. We've got some big things brewing at Ohio Wesleyan that are all centered around sustainability. And it's our mission, and we've kind of collided all the circles that we run in. So it's fun. Welcome you to join the mission, join the opportunity. So you can invest in us. But like I said, sharing the message, you never know who in your network knows or would like to invest in us or anything like that. So getting out there and sharing it, means just as much as an investment to us. So we appreciate that. And yeah, I will do these probably once a week. We'll try. We'll bring on different people, between customers and partners and everything else. So we want to really share the mission, be transparent. That's why I'm here. So I am open. That's why these are called Ask Me Anything. So you can literally ask me anything about the investment, about the company. We will share anything we're legally allowed to share. But yeah, it's a fun journey. So appreciate your time on a Saturday as we gear up for an exciting Super Bowl. We've got the Bengals in it tomorrow. We got who my kids say I look like, which maybe, I guess, Sean McVay, the coach of the Rams, who was a Miami grad, or is a Miami grad, but was at Miami while we were there. So he was up on the screen the other day. My daughter's like, that looks like you. I'm like, I think that guy's better looking than I am. So I'm torn to who to root for. Miami grad, future cradle coaches, or the Bengals and Joe Burrow. We'll see. It's going to be a good game either way. So thanks for tuning in. Feel free to pop any questions to us. Message me. You've got my social. You can hit me on Facebook. You can hit me on LinkedIn or email. So just you can send it to consult, CONSULT, at necotechusa.com. So NECOTECH USA.com. Appreciate the time, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Take care.